Hi, I'm Josh Brahm, and I'm making this video to retract an argument that I made in a previous Life Report episode. I'm talking about part 2 of our series on 180. We did a two-part series talking about what we both liked and didn't like so much about this movie. Ultimately, I think it's a great movie. I think people should see it. I think pro-lifers should see it. I just think, I don't think anything's perfect. And so I think it seemed like a good opportunity to discuss things that we ought to be thinking about when we go out and be advocates for the pro-life issue. But anyway, there is an argument that I made in the part 2 that I want to completely retract, that I completely disagree with. Now, I was factually incorrect, and that's the argument that I made that Ray Comfort begged the question. When he would ask people that he was interviewing, he would ask them this question. He would say, "So you think it's okay to kill a baby in the womb? When?" And then they would try to respond. And my comment was that that's begging the question because he hadn't established that this is a baby, like in the meaningful sense, in the way that, you know, when Ray says baby, like that means full human being, valuable person. And so I said, like, you know, if I was pro-choice, I would have just said, I don't accept your premise. I don't think it is a baby. And, you know, we would have gone from there. And so I said, because they hadn't established that premise, that's the argument was begging the question. But I was wrong. A listener who listened to that pair of Life Report episodes before having ever seen 180, which I didn't know if that would actually happen. I thought everyone who watches or listens to our show would have seen 180 by then. He kind of watched 180 for the first time, looking for these things that we had talked about, and he emailed me and said, "You were wrong about the begging the question thing, because you see several times in the interviews," and I went and rewatched it, and he's right. There are several times where Ray asks them before, he says, "So you agree it's a baby?" And if he does that, he's not begging the question, because then they say yes. And then he's fine when he asks them later, well, when is it okay to kill a baby in the womb? So I've watched it carefully, and I could take the time and put screenshots all over to show you who's who. I'm not going to do that. Just there's 11 interviews where he uses that question that I thought was question begging, the "you think it's okay to kill a baby in the womb when?" question. You see him do that like 11 times, and 6 out of 11 of the people that he interviews, you also see him ask them the prior question, "So you agree it's a baby?" And then 5 out of 11, you don't see that part of the interview. But I'm fine giving Ray the benefit of the doubt that he did ask that question, and wasn't due to the editing. Like, you don't see him ask it every time. I think it might be why I missed it, but frankly, he still did it 6 times in the video, and I missed it. And I've seen that video like 3 times. So I feel really stupid to have missed it, but I also feel really bad because then everything that I said for like a 10-minute discussion on Life Report at least I was just wrong. And so I want to apologize to Ray Comfort, to Living Waters, to anyone else that was affected by that. I've got a good friend, Shane, who's working with Ray on that movie. He's done really good social media work on that, and we've had great conversations before and after we published that set of episodes. I'm really sorry. I was wrong, and I was just factually incorrect, and I should have caught that. I had watched 180 the day we shot that episode, so the fact that I kind of missed that really bugs me. And it's kind of too late to cut them or edit 10 minutes out. They've already gone out, so I feel like the best thing I can do is kind of make this retraction and publish it everywhere that I've ever said anything about 180, and try to get the word out about my change of opinion. Having said that, I just want to close by saying we are willing to take back the things that we say if we say things that are wrong. And that's not a pat myself on the back moment, like I'm trying to like end this video on a positive note, like so you end up like really liking us. That's not the point. The point is, I think the attitude of our show is to be humble ambassadors for Christ, and so you should be willing to take back the things that you say if you say things that are wrong. And we've actually done that before. I made a long time ago a series of videos that weren't that good called Science Matters. I wanted them to be good, they just never were, so I stopped making them. But the second Science Matters video that I made, I ended up completely deleting the video because I had the facts wrong. We were in a huge rush when we did that video. We did not do the amount of research that I usually do, and I had the facts wrong. And I actually made a whole new video that explained why I was wrong, what was wrong, and what was the actual truth now that I knew. It was nice. I mean, we had good feedback from those videos, and I think we need to be willing as pro-life advocates, or as any advocates, as Christian ambassadors, to be willing to take things back. And we are. I just want to restate that we are willing to do that. If you see me say something that's not right, please tell me. I really, really don't want to say things that are wrong, and especially and have them go uncorrected. And so it's been difficult to contact us on the show. Our at prolifepodcast.net emails were not working for like a year, which is a kind of humiliating fact. That shows that I could be a lot better at web work than I am. That's true, but it is. And so it's possible that we've lost a lot of listener mail. So if you've ever sent us an email that you hoped we were going to respond to on the show and we didn't, please resend it to me, and I'm really sorry. I'm going to start doing listener mail answers on webcam just like this, and we've already received some listener mail recently now that we've got the email address working. I just want to explain another way that you can contact, because I want this to be really easy. We've got some new kind of some redesign of the Life Report website, and one of the things that we have is if you go to prolifepodcast.net, the top button says About Us. It's next to the logo. And if you click on that, the right side, or this is mirrored, the right side of the web page is a contact form. It has a couple of fields you put in, and then the message, and it goes straight to my email address. And so if you feel like we've said things that were wrong in the past, or if we say things that are wrong in the future, which is very possible, please let us know, so that we can so that I can talk about it later. Because as I said before, I don't remember exactly how my friend had worded it, but my friend had said something really, really great about that it would be better to be wrong and for all these people to know that you were wrong than for all these people to think that the wrong thing you said was right. It was something like that. She said it a lot better. But I think that's true. I do believe that. There are a lot of things that I've said in we've been doing Life Report for like 4.5 years now. And I can just now think of things that I've said in the past that I would say differently now, if not kind of completely disagree with it. But those are more kind of opinion type things, not as much the factual things. I really want to make sure I'm correcting the facts. So don't just take my word for it. If I have any credibility to you, that shouldn't mean that you don't look into things that we're talking about, because we can be wrong. At the rate that we're trying to publish information and articles, we really try to keep things accurate, but it doesn't make us infallible. So once again, I'm sorry, Ray, and to all the guys working with him, because what I said about your movie was just flat out wrong. And I really wish it hadn't happened. I feel pretty awful about that. Thanks for watching.